than I had ever been before. That lunchtime break allowed me to gather myself in a way that has led me to today.
Right.
And when the day was over and I stepped off of that podium, I laughed. That 15-year-old, I left her. And I walked into myself. And it was amazing to be able to acknowledge her and to leave her there. It was a freeing moment.
And you laughed at Roses.
No, she came with me.
She came with you.
She came with me back to court.
Okay.
Because she was ready to fight too. She was ready to take back what had been taken from her. And I couldn't have done it without her. But who I laughed at court as was a free person.
Yes.
A person not controlled by their trauma.
Yes.
A person who saw life differently. And when I say it was instant, it was. That as I was driving home, I realized I had never actually looked at traffic. And it sounds crazy coming out of my own mouth, because what do you mean you don't look at traffic? How do you drive? Like, how does all of that happen? And you don't realize that you don't look above the license plate until you start looking above the license plate. And people were like, oh, I tooted to you? Okay. I didn't see you. Got glasses. Sorry. I pay attention to your road. But no, I see people now.
Right.
How does that happen?
Because you have a sense of clarity now.
Exactly. I have a sense of freedom now. I'm not afraid of seeing you anymore.
Or you seeing me.
Or you seeing me. I'm not afraid of being in the same vicinity as you. There's a freedom of movement that I've never been able to feel until now. When you look back on it, you ask yourself, how was I able to get through life all this time? And it is unsettling, because you don't know, well, if this is, well, what else is, like,
get ready.
It's what else has happened, or what else have I not been doing, or what else have I been doing that is a direct result. Like, it's a direct, I don't look at traffic. Now, I was 15. That means I went 16 the year, well, no, that year. I was 15 at the time, and I went 16 that summer. So you know what that means, right? That I'm got wheels. That
exactly.
I'm got physical freedom. That a bus. Well, I didn't get a bike, so I was still on the bus.
But my friends
are bikes. You know what I mean? So it's, you don't realize what directly was impacted.
Yeah.
Until you're free enough to see without the distractions.
So you were now conscious of everything.
Of everything. And that was just trial, like. That was just trial. That was just me. That means my friends still had to go through it. That means my boyfriend still had to go through it. That means defense still had to do theirs. That means, like, it weren't over.
Right. Right.
That was just me doing my part. But the awakening, the self awakening that happened after that was just it. The revelation that came, it was wow. I was able to look back on high school and all the decisions that I've made prior, and it's like, wow.
So, in closing, if you had to have a conversation again with your 15-year-old self, what will you tell that 15-year-old girl that ran from that home? What advice would you give her?
The first piece of advice I would tell her it's not her fault.
Mhm.
None of this is your fault. None of what will happen is directly your fault.
Mhm.
You still have choices to make.
Right.
You still have decisions to make. And those decisions will be your own.
Right.
But understand that freedom isn't given. Freedom is taken. You have to decide to be free. Because if not, you'll decide to stay captivated. You decide to stay imprisoned in your trauma because in that decision you feel vindicated.
Mm-hmm.
Don't allow your trauma to consume you. Don't allow your trauma to navigate your life. Lean into your trauma. Accept it. Understand that although it's not who you are, it is a part of you. But it in essence is not your fault. So move forward free. And something that I once conviction was made, the thing that's sat with me was step into your freedom.
Mm-hmm.
It's time.
Yeah.
It's time for you to be 100% you. Step into it. Don't sit on the sidelines of being yourself. Step into who you are. Step into that freedom that you feel. Wear those wings like a badge of honor. Like don't allow yourself to be boxed in by anything or anyone ever again. Step into your freedom, baby girl. You got this.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. I know that we will be seeing you again.
You definitely will be.
So look out for stepping into your freedom.
Yes, step into your freedom.